YouTube, this is Cover 2 Credits. Today, welcome back, I'm going to be doing another book review. Popped up on my Audible to-read list in contemporary fantasy. It's called The Heartstrikers. There's 2 books so far, although I think she's going to do 5. It's by Rachel Aaron, who's sort of an up-and-coming author. She's written quite a bit of stuff, although I don't think much of it's gotten published. But these 2 books did. Sort of interesting. It is a futuristic, quasi... It's not really science fiction. It's like... I don't know. It's hard to explain. Anyway, the premise of the book is this. In 2036, a meteor lands in Canada and brings magic back to the world. In doing so, the dynamic of the world shifts rather abruptly because human mages start being born, as well as all of the spirits of the land that have gone into sort of hibernation in the modern age come back. And in doing so, a lot of things like the geopolitical landscape shifts abruptly. Basically, the dragons take over in China. Algonquin, the spirit of the Great Lakes, takes over the Midwest and sets up her super capital in Old Detroit after she wipes it out with a tidal wave. Because we've been dumping junk in the Great Lakes for the last, 100 years, 200 years. Anyway, premise of the story is, now, the main character, Julius is a dragon. He is the direct descendant of the Quetzalcoatl, the ancient Aztec god who is in fact a dragon who came to the earth 10,000 years ago. After magic vanished, his daughter, Bethesda, murders him and takes his place as the leader of the Heartstriker Dragon Clan. Now, Bethesda has a metric crap ton of children. She has 10 different clutches. Which is why, and she has named all of her children based on their, clutch by letter, based on how old they are. So Julius is one of the youngest bunch in the 10th batch, the J batch. And he is not very good at being a dragon. In that, he is the weakest and smallest of all of his siblings. He is the runt of the litter, and he's, nice. To put it in a realistic way. Basically, all of his brothers and sisters are always plotting and scheming and being draconic and taking what they want and doing whatever they want and using people and playing all those political dragon games. And he doesn't want any of it, so he sits in his room and plays video games and hides from all of his family because he doesn't want to get beat up and killed. The story starts where his mother is finally fed up with him being useless and staying in his room all the time, so she kicks him out of the house, takes all of his money, and dumps him in the Detroit Free Zone, which, as we've stated, is the capital of the Midwest, where Algonquin, spirit of the Great Lakes, holds power, where any dragon she finds is immediately killed on sight. So, he is dumped into the city with no money and nothing to do, and is trying to figure out what to do with his life. Now, the story unfolds where one of his older brothers, I believe it is Eric, gets a job for him where he wants Julius to capture the daughter of this other dragon clan and bring her back. And a bunch of stuff unfolds, and you meet a bunch of interesting other characters. Marcy the Mage, who her and Julius kind of have a thing for some of the books. She's interesting and crazy. You meet a ton of Julius's brothers and sisters. Bob, the eldest, well, not the eldest, but the eldest male dragon, who is also the seer of the family. You can see the future. You meet, obviously, his mother, Bethesda. She's crazy and not a very good person. And the whole thing is, I won't say it's really well done, but it's pretty well done. Doing near future stuff is kind of hard because you don't know how stuff's going to play out, but I think the book does an interesting, or a decent job of suspending disbelief and making it at least quasi-plausible. Obviously, they go a little overboard with a lot of it, but it's all done in a way that's fairly interesting. And you've got a bunch of these like side plots going on where Marcy is running away from the Las Vegas mob because of something her dad did, while Julius is chasing around this other dragon chick who's like dating an alligator shaman. And it's all, like I said, there's like 5 different plot lines going on all at once that sort of swirl together until they come to this interesting climactic ending, and then the book just, ends. Although it's actually a pretty long book. I think it was like 15 or 16 hours audiobook on Audible, which is what, twice as long as a normal novel, I'd say. But no, like I said, overall, it's a solid book. I really like the characters a lot. The characters in this book are very, very interesting and very cool. You got Julius, who is, like I said, the sort of shy and meek one, who's nice. You got his slightly older brother by like 20 minutes, since they were in the same clutch, Justin, who is like the super big shot jock and super badass fighter. And he's also kind of an idiot. And you've got Marcy, who's this like crazy scatterbrained human mage, but she's ridiculously powerful. And then you meet, like I said, you meet his mom, Bethesda. You meet Bob, who's completely insane and hilarious. And all of these other things sort of going on. And like I said, the coolest part of the whole thing is the world building she does, with how she sort of melds the whole world as if magic had come back. I think she does a really cool job with that, and like I said, I love the characters. The story itself, fairly average, but like I said, the world building and the characters itself definitely make it worth a read if you're not doing anything on a Sunday afternoon. Overall, I would probably give it a 7. It's not the greatest book I've ever read, but it's definitely a long way from the worst, and it has a lot going for it that would make its rating probably higher to some people and significantly lower to others, especially people who don't like sort of out there fantasy, because this one's a little out there. But like I said, she does definitely a great job with characters. Anyway, that's pretty much going to do it for us, and like I said, that was Nice Dragons Finish Last is the name of the book. Heartstrikers is the name of the series. There are currently 2 books out by Rachel Aaron, and like I said, they're definitely worth a buy if you like contemporary fantasy and stories that are just a little different than your standard fare. This is definitely a little different. So, feel free to check it out, and don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, please leave a comment. We'll respond to them. We don't get very many, so we will get to yours, I promise. And as always, I thank you for staying till after the credits.